The New York Times with a story of how women going to Ivy League universities, taking programs like law, medicine, regardless of the grades they're getting or about what high hopes the high school or the colleges that they've attended have had for them, they'll work only until they have a baby, and then they'll stop. No one knows what to do about this. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. 1-800-5800-866. Let's say hello to Steve on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hello?
Is that a question or a statement?
I just wanted to make a statement about the topic you were talking about.
All right.
You there?
Yes.
I don't think it's such a bad idea that the girls go to school first and then, once they get their education and then they want to sit there and take a break, have kids, whatever, then I don't think that's really too bad, Because I know a lot of times you talk crap about the ones that don't do anything with their life and they don't do anything but have kids at a young age and this and that. And so, this is not a big deal. What do you think?
Well, what I'm saying here is it's just that women should not complain about making less money than men. This is why they make less money than men.
I didn't catch that. Say, what was that again?
This is why women make less money than men.
Oh, yeah, that might be true, but...
They shouldn't complain.
But then again, there's no reason, but there's nothing wrong with them going to school and getting their education first, and then after that, they sit there and put that on hold and have babies because they can always fall back on that.
Well, I do tend to think of all the men who could have used those scholarships and grants who are going to work 40 years and show up to work every day, day in and day out. I think about them.
Well, not all of them use grants, though,
No, those who do. Those who can't go to school because they can't get grants and scholarships.
Right, but
so that the schools can be fair by giving it equally to men and women.
Right, but,
and then ultimately the men go out working and the women quit after 5 years.
Right, but all I'm saying is it's better that they sit there and get their education and do something. At least they have potential for earning. At least they have earning potential later on in life. Versus they get on welfare. Versus somebody else is raising the kids. Versus turning out the future drug dealers or future alcoholics of society. So I think it's not bad that they do that.
I think it's great that women stay home. I just think that going to school and getting doctorates and things and then staying home is somewhat of a waste of time.
Well, for the moment, but then again, that they have an opportunity to equalize that later on. Versus a welfare mom, versus moms that are barely going to make ends.
Oh, you're misunderstanding me. I would much rather a woman pay her own bills than stick her hand in my pocket.
Right, and the only way she's going to pay her own bills is probably having a decent job like that. And with that, education, with that degree, she's got the earning potential. She's got power right there. Versus, you wouldn't date someone that's a welfare mom. You wouldn't date somebody that's going to be mooching off of you. Well, if once one of these women goes to school, and even if she puts that on hold...
I'm just tired of hearing women complain that they make less money than men.
Absolutely.
I'm tired of it.
Absolutely. You know what? And by the way, I'm surprised I got through to you. For one, I've been listening to you for about a year, and you make sense about a lot of issues, man. You do, but, you're not always right about everything, but you make good arguments about a lot of things, but this one is just a comment I wanted to make. It's not bad if they do that.
Again, I think some of them are wasting their time. I really do, and I do believe that a lot of women are just killing time until they meet the right guy because they feel they're supposed to do this.
It's better if they waste their time on their education than partying, drinking, doing stupid things where they can never fall back on it.
I agree with you on that, no doubt about it. Steve, thank you for the call. Red on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, what's up? I'll tell you something. You look at these women's magazines, they talk about careers, and you go to college, and you see all these things for women. They have, women in engineering, women in accounting. They have their own society, women in accounting. They're always using the word career. Well, I'll tell you something. Very few people get a career. Most people get a job, okay? And somehow I intuitively knew from watching my old man go to work, I was going to get a job. And I wasn't going to like it. I wasn't going to self-actualize. I wasn't going to grow. It wasn't going to be something where I had a coffee clutch. My job was to go in there and make money, okay? And you watch these women, and I deal with these women every frickin' day. They go in and they do work. They do it the same way they did college. They're in there thinking, well, I'm supposed to come in here and self-actualize, grow as a person. Isn't this supposed to be an extension of me? No, sweetie, your job is to make money.
Yeah, well, that's what you go to work for, but there's a lot of women who don't understand that.
Oh, there's a lot of women who think, you hear this stuff, and I'm sure you've heard it too. Well, I'm not happy. Well, what the hell's that got to do with anything? How much money? A lot of women don't understand. And here's the key, and I'm going to let the women know, okay? And they think their boss is really mean, or that guy they work for is real. I'll tell you, this is the only thing that goes through your boss's head every day. What the hell have you done for me today? That's it. That's the only litmus test. At the end of the day, you got to point your nose at your boss and said, I made you X number of dollars. Okay? That's all he cares about. He doesn't care about your kids, your birthday, what color or how short your hair is, or whether you got it changed or not. He's got people he's got to answer to, too. They don't seem to get it.
No, I think you're right about that.
Yeah. They think they're supposed to go to college, they listen to this crud. Okay? I went to college, too, and I listened to the crud. I knew that half of it was BS. I'm not getting a career. A career is something you enjoy going to every day. I'm going to get a job, okay? And I could get a crappy job that pays a little amount of money, or I could pay a good job that pays a lot of money. And that's why you see a lot of these women, they're like psych majors, sociology majors, communication majors, okay, instead of going into like the hard sciences or business or something like that. Why? Because it isn't fun. They're not growing as a human being, or whatever euphemism Oprah's using today.
Yes. Well, it's women who conduct all the social activities in the office, women who collect money for their kids' charities or sell candy bars in the office. It's women who coffee clutch back by the coffee maker. It's women who, spend a lot of the day. I see women at the office, are you kidding me, playing Wheel of Fortune on their computers, or they're logging on to the entertainment websites and what have you.
Oh, here's a good one, Tom. I'm sure you've noticed this. You get to work at 8. All the guys are behind their desks by about 8:15, 8:30. The women never make it behind their desk until 9. Until 9, because they have to ask each other what they did over the weekend. And I'm serious. And heaven forbid if one of them gives birth to a kid. God, work stops for like the day. They all have to congregate in one cubicle for the whole frickin' day.
Because I believe women work until they meet the right guy. The women who are working in their 40s never met the right guy.
Hey, if a woman wants to do herself a favor, go get a job. And I'm serious. I mean, you do yourself a favor. Go get a job that'll go find you the right guy. Don't get a job that's going to park you in a cubicle. Don't get a job that's going to put you in sales. Don't get a job that's measurable. Go get a job someplace where you're going to
become a waitress at a country club. That's what you do.
Yeah.
You become a waitress at a country club.
Yeah. No, if you've got a PhD in physics and you want to get married, okay, don't get a job in a biotech lab or JPL, okay? If you're a good-looking girl, like you said, get a job in a country club. Get a job in a topless bar, okay? If you want to meet a guy who's got a lot of money, okay? But, if you're coming to work, man, looking for a guy, okay, and this is an auto shop, you're going to marry a mechanic.
Well, look how these women dress sometimes to come to work. Nipples protruding. If they have boyfriends or husbands, some of these women come to work like they're looking to meet guys.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You can see that one. You can see. And what I've seen, and I've seen this over and over again, women who even lack the bare minimum credentials for getting a job. Let's say the job description says you have to have a bachelor's degree, you have to have X number of years of experience in this job, and then all of a sudden you got some girl moved into this job, and you scratch the surface, you ask around, you hang out a little bit late, and you find out that she's hooking up with somebody in the food chain a little further up. And somehow, because I've always, you ask yourself sometimes, how did this person get that job? Because, doesn't seem to make any sense. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean, Red. I know exactly what you mean.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. The radio woman on the radio getting the same ratings that you're getting, she'll still get paid the same.
I'm not talking... Well, put it this way. No woman gets the ratings I get.
The Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number for Brooke on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep an open mind listening to your program today, but I'm having a little bit of a difficult time. I'm just wondering what it is exactly that you would have us do then. If you want us to seek a higher education that we are most likely interested in seeking for whatever our reasons may be, what is it that you would have us do?
Well, certainly, I would say if the goal is to meet a guy and settle down and have kids, going to school and studying to become an attorney, and then working as an attorney for 3 or 4 years, or a doctor, is a waste of time.
Well, what if your goal isn't?
You're better off getting all the proper plastic surgery, making yourself look great, and getting a job where you're going to meet rich guys who will support you in your effort to have children.
Sure, I understand that. But what if our goal isn't to go to work to meet a husband or a boyfriend or to get money for plastic surgery or whatever you suggest?
Well, again, dear, if your goal is not to have children and just to have a career, then go ahead and do that. I encourage it.
I didn't say my goal wasn't to have children. My goal is not to meet a husband. Eventually, I want
well, who is going to father your children?
My husband. But no, I didn't say that I didn't want to have children.
Yeah, but isn't that your goal in life?
That's not my only goal in life.
Well, you know what? If you're having children, that should be your goal in life. If it isn't, you should think twice about doing it.
That's your only goal in life.
It should be your primary goal.
But that doesn't mean it's your only goal.
But, dear, it should be the one to the exclusion of all others. It should be, if that's your plan, then you should plan for it like you'd plan for any other career. Because being a housewife is a career.
Yeah, it is a career, you're right. And I don't think...
So you're training for the wrong career.
I'm sorry?
You are training for the wrong career.
No, I don't think I am training for the wrong career.
Of course you are. I can tell you right now, dear, that if you were an attorney, I see here on the screen you're in law school. If you were an attorney, I wouldn't hire you knowing that you might take time off to have children. I've already fired one attorney for this.
Okay. Well,
you know why? I'm going to tell you why. This particular attorney, who I shall not name because she's an attorney, this particular attorney, once she had her twins, decided to work from home. And suddenly, when I would call, she wouldn't call me back for days. And if I had an emergency, well, it didn't really matter because the kids came first. Well, that's all wonderful. I think your kids should come first. But if your kids come first, that means I come second or below. And if I come second or below, what do I need you for?
You don't. And you know what? Fire her. But that is my choice to go to law school, and it's not...
Oh, yeah, well, dear, no one's saying that the government should make a choice for you. You make the choice. I think it's a waste of your time.
I don't feel that way.
I know you don't, but you can't see that now.
Law school feels that way.
Guess what? I would not marry a woman who goes to law school. I would not get into a serious relationship with a woman going to law school.
Why is that?
I'd have a booty call who goes to law school, but that's it.
Why would you not marry a woman who goes to law school?
Because I'm telling you right now.
Smarter than Tom?
Dear, no woman I've ever dated is smarter than me, and I see to it.
How insecure of you.
Has nothing to do with being insecure. Women who believe they are smart are like you. They've got big mouths, and they feel the need to constantly prove how smart they are. Thus damaging any romance or sexual feelings you could have for a woman in a relationship. That is the reason.
It's a very cool thing for you to say about me who you have never met. You don't know anything about me.
I hear you on the phone. I'm talking to you now. You already have an attitude. You have an attitude going in. I'm
sorry?
You have an attitude right here on the phone right now.
Of course
you have the same attitude. You have the same attitude. But that's my point. You have the same attitude. You know what? Hot chicks who have an average IQ, they don't sound like you.
Right.
They're fun. They're fun to hang out with.
It's so easy to speak in generalities, isn't it, Tom?
Yes, because guess what? Because I'm in the broadcasting business. I'm broadcasting to a broad audience of broads
you're
like
you. You're a broadcaster because you're the one that has to be heard. You're the one that has to have the big mouth.
Dear, that's how broadcasting works. You know what? If you don't like it, why don't you stop going to law school and get a radio job?
No, I like law school.
Well, great. The point is, this is what I do for a living. And guess what? You're one of my customers, whether you like it or not.
No, I do like it. I like listening to you. I love having personal debates with you, in my car on the way home.
Uh-huh. Well, now you're having a debate with me for real. And the bottom line is that, you know what, I have a lot more respect for women who make themselves look great and take jobs where they will meet a successful man, and then they plan to stay home and cook that man meals and fold his socks and raise his children and be there when he gets home. Then somebody who goes to law school and is planning to be a part-time partner.
Well, that's not my plan.
What is your plan, dear?
Well, I'm married, and I'm going to law school so that I can work and he can stay home with our kids.
Oh, and he's enough of a pussy? He's got nothing going for him? He's going to do that, huh?
He's an attorney.
Uh-huh, and how much work does he get done while he's home babysitting?
He isn't going to work when we have children. We don't have children yet.
I see. So he's gonna quit his job as an attorney. Meow. A total pussy. You're married to a pussy. That's the bottom line with you.
I'm sorry?
You crack the whip and he obeys.
No. This is what he wants, and I'm doing this for him because this is what he wants to do.
He wants to be a house husband?
Yes, he does.
You gotta be kidding me.
No, I'm not kidding you, and I think that a lot of men out there probably agree with him. They'd love to stay home and raise the children.
You really believe that, huh?
I think there are men out there, yes, I do.
I don't think any man who went to law school and took all the exams and passed the bar and all of that would want to give that up to stay home, watch Maury Povich all day with your children. I don't think so.
All right. Well, I just wanted to give you my 2 cents and maybe a different perspective.
Well, you gave it. I don't have to agree with it. But thank you very much for the call. 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Jennifer on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi, dear.
How's it going?
Going great.
Awesome. So here's my story, and I think it's going to be very uplifting for you. I live in L.A. now. I'm 27. I grew up in New York. On Long Island, my dad's a New York City firefighter. I have a brother 4 years younger than me. When we were in school, he really, high school, grade school, he really pushed our grades, made sure we were getting straight A's, doing the right thing. When it came time for me to, 17, going to look at schools, he sat me down and he said, well, here's the deal, kiddo. I don't have a college fund for you. I got one for your brother, but not for you. Obviously, crushed completely. I was like, what do you mean? You pushed me to go through school. Now you don't have a college fund for me? He says, no, I have a wedding fund for you. So I packed my bags and I moved to L.A. because I was pissed. I couldn't believe this man did this to me my whole life. Now I'm 27. I have a good job. Didn't go to college. But I'm so much happier now because I can plan to meet that perfect man. I can plan to have a family. My parents are still happily married. They raised us.
This is what I'm trying to tell people. You're singing my song here.
I'm not understanding why these girls are calling and, like your last caller, what's going on there? Like, you really want your husband to raise your kids? I mean, do you really want that? Because not for nothing, I love men, but they're not good to take care of the kids. You can't raise a child.
Oh, I think men can do it. I think men.
But you don't have a natural instinct to do it.
That's where we part ways. I do believe men can do it. But here's the deal. I also believe that men are defined by what they do for a living.
Absolutely. Women are defined by their children.
And everybody out there, save the last caller, Brooke, every woman out there, and most of the men, will rate that guy as a pussy.
I would, too. I would never even look twice at a guy like that.
The guy has a law degree. He works at a law firm. And he gives that up to stay home and watch television with the kiddies.
Exactly. There's no motivation. There's no drive. I work in retail, and I love what I do because I can get home before my boyfriend, and I can make dinner for him. I can clean the house. I can do his laundry, and I can still make as much money as I need to make to live comfortably.
And I try to tell the girls here, that is the only incentive for a man to get married.
Absolutely.
That's
mean,
the only incentive. If I get home and you're not there, what do I need you for?
Yeah, I don't want him to do my laundry. I don't want him cooking my meals. I mean, that's what I'm supposed to do. That's the woman's role in the family, in the nuclear family. And there's no reason why women shouldn't strive for that. There's nothing wrong with being a mother and housewife, because it takes a lot of work, like you've said. It takes a lot of work. And I look at my mother who, she went to college, and she gave it up to raise us, and she's happier for it.
And so are you.
I am, absolutely. My mom was always there for me, and I did the same thing because, granted, I was pissed when he was like, no college fund for you, little girl, because didn't understand. A couple years later, a little bit wiser, and I get it now. It makes so much more sense because my dad wanted me to be the best I could be, and I'm not going to be a good lawyer. I don't want to spend 10 years in school. I'd rather be a mother. I'd rather be able to contribute to society. Because you're right. What am I going to do? Shake my ass at my workplace trying to meet a husband? Why? So he can see I'm incompetent and I got the job just so I could pick him up?
There's a lot of that out there, Jennifer.
It makes women look so bad, it drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. I just wanted to tell you that story because you know what? You're right. And I think that a lot of the women listeners, I see where they're getting pissed off about it, but you know what? It is what it is. And you need to embrace what you're able to do because men can't have the kids.
No doubt about it.
1-800-5800-TOM.
Really?
1-800-5800-866.
I know when my dad took the strap to me, I damn well deserved it.
Nobody deserves that.
You don't think you learned a lesson along the way? You turned out all right, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm 46 and I learned not to have kids. That's what I learned.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Los Angeles, it's the Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. We are only 10 days away now, 10 days away from the one-night-only appearance of Boys Night Out at the legendary Paramount Theater in Seattle. 10 days away. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. Ticket sales took a real spike in the last couple of days as people are realizing time is running out. I am your MC for this event. I'm going to say things on stage I could never get away with here, though try as I may, and I do try. Now with the additional edits on our show in Seattle, you need to see this more than ever, believe me. It's Friday, September 30th at 8:30 p.m. at the Paramount Theater. And I should tell you that tomorrow at 10 a.m., you'll be able to bid on some of the best seats in the house. But not only will you be bidding on the best seats in the house, you will also get the opportunity to come to a special meet and greet with me, a private party before the show. And quite possibly all of the other cast members of Boys Night Out. Now, that starts at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning on Ticketmaster.com. And if you go to our website, it'll take you right there. Go to the Tom Leykis page on Ticketmaster. You'll find the auction. And you can bid on the best seats in the house. The best. And this thwarts all you scalpers out there, by the way. And there are, if you check on the internet, you will see there are people scalping these tickets for 3 and 4 times face value. Anyway, if you would like tickets to Boys Night Out, you can go to Ticketmaster.com. You can call this number, 206-529-4051. It's 206-529-4051. And as I've been telling you, for any information on Boys Night Out, the tour, where we're going to be, how to get tickets, how much they cost, the whole thing, you can go to my website, blowmeuptom.com. It's all there. But we're going to see you in 10 days at the Paramount Theater in Seattle. And remember, the big auction for the private meet and greet with the cast of Boys Night Out and the best seats in the house begins tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. You can go to Ticketmaster.com right now and get the details on that auction. It's up there right now. All right, so 206-529-4051 for Boys Night Out at the Paramount Theater in Seattle. Be there or else. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Ruby on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello?
Is that a question or a statement?
It is a statement.
All right. Hello.
Okay. My name is Ruby IT. I'm from Seattle. I never listened to your show, Tom. This is probably the first time I've ever listened to it because my husband actually listens to your show, who was recommended it by our neighbor. Anyway, so I'm very, very much against the comments that have been stated on the show so far.
Which one?
Women, because the last caller, especially, I just tuned into your show a few minutes ago. The last caller, from what I gather, said that women are biologically predetermined to play certain roles, like being mothers, and she's so happy that she can get home and cook for her husband. I mean, I totally disagree with that.
Well, then don't do it. But guess what? I think she's going to be a lot happier than you.
Oh, no, my husband is very happy.
Well, I'd like to hear that from him, not you.
I'm a university student. I am graduating in a quarter, and I'm going to law school next year. So I want to have kids, but that does not mean that I want to quit my career. And how do you know that these women who are going to these Ivy League schools, they're actually not coming back after raising their children for about 5 years or so?
We don't know yet what they're going to do. All I'm saying, darling, first of all, why you insist on getting married so young is beyond me.
My husband and I dated for about 3 years. We did a long distance, so it was more appropriate for us to get married than just...
You did a long-distance relationship? Where was he?
International long-distance relationship.
Where was he?
He's from England, and I'm from Seattle.
All right. And you met him where, on the Internet?
No. I don't do that. I actually went over to England for a vacation while I was in high school, and I met him there.
So you had to get married in order to bring him here?
No, we did not have to. We were doing quite well, actually. You know, we would see each other maybe every other, so it wasn't too bad.
If you wanted to bring him here, you had to marry him.
No, I actually moved over here, and we just recently moved here a little while ago.
You moved over there?
Yes, I moved over there and lived there for about 7 months, and we moved back here about 8 months ago.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And you got married, why?
Because I love him.
Well, you could love him once you become an attorney. Why do you have to get married now?
Oh, why? Why wouldn't I? I mean, is there a specific age for me to get married? Like, is there a...
Actually, I think, well, first of all, statistically, it's been proven that the later you get married, the more likely your marriage is to last.
No, but I totally disagree with that. Do you actually...
I don't care if you disagree with it. The statistics prove it. It doesn't matter if you disagree.
Why are women getting married later so they can find a better mate? Do you think that's why women want to get a good job? So they can have a better man? Do you think that's why women actually go out there to careers so they can have a better man? Is that
no, I tend to think that it's not to have a better man. I think a lot of women pursue careers so they can meet men and marry them and then quit their jobs, which they ultimately do.
Why do you think that? You think that
because I see them doing it.
Well, maybe because they're inclined to take care of their children because their husbands refuse.
I don't care what the reasons are.
Why don't you men stay at home and take care of the children, and then the women maybe...
Because men in this society, dear, I don't know what it's like where you live in Seattle, but where I live and in most of America, men are defined by what they do for a living. And staying home and taking care of your kids while you go out and work makes a man seem pussy-whipped. And that's how men feel.
Well, who cares about what men think?
Well, that's great. So you're married. Did you ever tell your husband who cares what men think? Did you ever tell your husband who cares what men think?
You know what? This is really funny because why would you have...
Let's call your husband right now. Let's call him right now and why don't you say that to him?
He's sitting right here with me.
Oh, all right. Put him on the phone. Put that pussy on the telephone. I want to talk to him.
Tom, I totally agree with whatever you're saying, mate.
I'll bet you do. How do you tolerate this stuff?
You don't even know how. But, yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, well, you didn't have to get married.
I know, but, you know, I'm taking that, you know, I'm taking the boat now, so, you know, I've set sail already. There's no turning back now.
So, in other words, you regret your decision?
Yeah, kind of. Well, not really. Yes and no, I don't know.
Come on, tell the truth.
Man, I don't really... I'd have my head
you just heard it come out of her mouth. Who cares what men think?
Okay, you're back to me, Tom.
Yeah, because obviously he agrees with me. He told me he does.
What did he tell you?
He told me he agrees with what I'm saying.
Well, obviously he's going to do that. He's on the live, so he listens to you.
So he lied to me.
He's lying to you because I'm sitting right here.
So, you see, in other words, he's pussy-whipped, and you crack the whip.
No. Okay, listen to me, right?
I'm listening to you. And that's nobody has any choice with you.
Let me just make one statement, okay? Hello?
I'm here!
Okay.
Where do you think I went?
Listen. Okay. You have such a powerful position. So many men out there are listening to you right now. Why wouldn't you take advantage of that position, right? And tell men not to have these stereotypes of women.
No. I'm powerful because I say what men really feel and think. And what we think is that a ball-busting bitch like yourself should not be cracking the whip.
No. See, you're taking it to a whole different level than
You're a ball-buster. You're clearly a ball-buster.
Position to actually break these stereotypes.
Dear, you're a ball-buster. There's no stereotyping in it. You're clearly a ball-buster. And your husband is pussy whipped.
Better mothers, better caretakers. Why? Why do you think that is, Tom?
What?
Why do you think that women have been granted this great position of being these lovely caretakers of the rest of the world? Why?
I really don't care.
You don't care?
No.
Okay.
But you're a ball buster, and I know that in the United States, I don't know about England, or I don't know about what block you live on in Seattle, but I can tell you,
I hope that you're
every man out there knows what a ball buster you are.
Okay. Well, take care, Tom. Bye.
Yeah, she can't stand the heat, so she got out of the kitchen.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
The only thing God did, he screwed up with a woman, gave her a brain.
Are you suggesting on a woman a brain is like tonsils? They don't really do anything. You can have them removed?
Yeah.
The Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis Show. At 1-800-5800-TOM. Nicole on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello. Yeah.
Well, I'm not calling about the career thing. I actually called to talk about. I listen to your show a lot, and I like it. And I do agree with a lot of the things that you say. But, you talk about people not getting married young or getting married or not having children. And, women are, fat slobs and blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm 23 and I'm married. And I've been married for 2 years. And, I'm a pretty girl. I'm 5'7". I think I'm a pretty girl. And, my husband says the same. But, about 7 months ago, he had an affair. Now, How
old are you again?
23.
Why are you married so young?
It's not because we had kids or we had to get married. It's just we both wanted to get married.
Well, but you see, this is what happens when you do that.
Well, my thing is, you say the wives need to cook, they need to clean, they need to do laundry, blah, blah, blah. I do everything for him.
But dear, you also need to get married when the two of you are mature enough and have had enough experience to get married. Which, that was not your case in your case.
Maybe we should have waited. But when you make a vow, you need to keep that vow.
Well, again, the two of you were too immature to get married and keep that vow or to understand the meaning of it.
Well, no, I am not immature. I was not immature.
Your part of the immaturity was getting married to somebody at such a young age and not waiting until the maturity had set in for both of you.
Well, okay. My reason. Okay, well, I guess that was what I was looking for. But I'm still in love with my husband. I love him. I hate what he did to me. But like I said, regardless of how old you are when you get married, you take a vow. You're supposed to.
No, there is no regardless of how old you are when you get married. You two were too young to understand what wedding vows are all about.
No,
you were too young to understand that there is a certain maturity level and that you had not attained it by the time you got married.
Well, that may be true for him.
No, it's true for you, too, because you were a bad judge of his character.
Well, apparently, but I don't think...
But that's my point. You had a part in it. The part you played is that you could not see how immature he was because you were immature.
Well, no.
Well, you can keep saying no all you want. You married an immature man who was not ready for marriage.
I agree with you.
That was the bad judgment of an immature woman.
No, I mean, I agree with you that he was too immature to get married, absolutely.
But you were a bad judge of character because you were immature.
That doesn't make me immature.
Yeah, it does, actually.
Absolutely not.
So you're telling me that you would be a bad judge of character at any age? You would tell me you haven't learned from this experience?
Well, absolutely I've learned.
Well, that's part of maturity, dear, making mistakes and learning from them.
And no one's ever matured because you learn for the rest of your life.
Again, there is a certain level of maturity that you need in order to get married that you and your husband had not yet attained.
Well, I mean, okay, well, one other thing, you know, don't sit and preach that women are whores because men do the same thing.
I never said all women are whores. Ugly women aren't whores. They can't afford to be whores. What man would pay an ugly woman or a fat woman to be his whore? All women are not whores, by definition. Our email address is my name. It's Tom@blowmeuptom.com. Got that? Tom at blowmeuptom.com.
The Tom Leykis Show.